Alright, everybody. Welcome to my turn at the amazing Extra Life stream done by the Grievance Gaming organization. So the next 2 hours, I am going to be playing a solo adventure of Call of Cthulhu called Alone Against the Dark. I have always wanted to learn how to play Call of Cthulhu. Going on there, Kai? So this is kind of a way for me to learn. I have no idea what the adventure is about. No idea what I'm doing. I'll just be making it up as I go. So I'm sure it's going to be tons and tons of fun. So let's get this started here. So I start off playing Professor Louis Grunwald. For you, Professor Louis Grunwald, this first day of September 1931 has been tiring and uncomfortable. Light mist has covered Arkham for most of the day. You held 2 uninspired undergraduate classes at Mistonic University, and you met with the new chairman of the literature department, a giddy technocrat. You survey your desk and see that a stack of papers to grade has already formed. You're enjoying your second pipe of the evening and putting off gradient papers when the doorbell rings. To your surprise, it's the telegraphic messenger. I hope there is not much dying in mayhem, because if I die and there is mayhem, then the game starts over. It arrived at Kings Point, head station, not more than an hour ago, the boy says. You sign in for it and slip a dime into the youngster's hand. Oh, thank you, sir. You open the envelope and scan the contents. It is a telegraph from Athens, Greece, dated September 1st, 1931, via Kings Point Station. In jail for antiquity theft, stop. Need help, stop. Can you come, stop. Urgent, stop. Or can you come, stop, urgent. See Corporal Alanis, Athens Bureau of Investigation, Gildery. Interesting. My goodness, you think? Imagine. Dottie, old Gleary in prison. You recall that he had gone to Greece to work on his book concerning primitive myths. What has he gotten himself into? Should you wire money? You recall all the amusing discussions you had with him, and a sudden insight lets you understand that Tibor Gil has no close friends except for you. Should you go help him? You suppose the university will grant you leave. But do you want to go? With uncommon speed, you decide to go to Athens to help Guillory. You write him a wire and another to Ernest Holt, a wealthy New York financier and a good friend of yours. If you get into hot water, Holt will help. And so you decide to keep him posted on your progress. What's up, Lil Bean? You give both telegrams to the waiting messenger along with the necessary funds. What to do now? You'll go to the bank first thing in the morning to get travel funds. As for transatlantic schedules, well, the advertiser surely carries that information. As you pack, you wonder if you should check Guillory's room at Miss Harding's boarding house. Maybe you could get a clue about Guillory's activities or a hint about his arrest. What's up, Punky Lou? Your passport is in order. Your clothes and sundries are packed. You best turn in. You're going on a little trip when you awake. It is September 2nd. So now I go to entry 102. So let's see here. I'm going to bookmark this handout right there. And I see that I am supposed to be keeping time here. To when you must allot their activities in an efficient manner. Every hour of every day must be accounted for on the 1931 calendar. A number followed by an A is a morning hour. A number followed by P is PM. N stands for noon. M stands for midnight. So that looks like I'm gonna do that at the moment. Alright, next entry. If it is after September 8th, go to 147. If not, and you're Grunwald, which I am, you can rest and have a repast. Go to any Arkham location. Right. So, chat, I'm going to need your help. These are my Arkham locations. I've got the Arkham Advertiser, the Depot, First National Bank, General Store, B's Diner, Grunwald's Home, Harding House, Hospital, which I don't want to go to my house, I'm already there, or the Masonic University. Where should I go, chat? First person to type it out determines where I go. The Depot! Awesome. If arriving in Arkham, go to any Arkham location. If headed to Boston, trains leave at 9 a.m. noon. At 5 p.m. the train takes an hour. You may wait for a train on arrival. Let's see here. If headed to Boston, I think that's where we were wanting to go. Let me double check. 102. Yes, why, let's go. You may wait for your train on arrival in Boston, or go to 64, or go to any other Arkham location. We're gonna go to the railway station. There are 2 trains to New York's Grand Central Station. One leaves at 10 a.m., the other arrives at 5 p.m. The other leaves at 4 p.m. and arrives at 10 p.m. Go to 146 upon arrival in New York City. Trains depart for Arkham. 1 p.m. Should you miss a train? Alright, so it looks like we are going to New York. If arriving in New York City, go to the New York location table. If departing for Boston, there are 2 departures for Boston. One leaves at 8 a.m. and arrives at 3 p.m. The second leaves at 6 p.m. and arrives at 12:30 a.m. From Boston, you may connect with a local train for Arkham. Wait here for your next train, then go to 64 or go to any New York location. Well, I have been to New York, but only the Niagara Falls area, so why don't y'all tell me where to go? The Cunard Lines, Grand Central Rail Station, which I'm probably already there. General Merchandise, Wilt's Bookstore, Greek Consulate, Ernest Holt's Apartment, Hospital, Hotel with room service, that's always nice, New York Public Library, New York Sun newspaper, on the street food vendors, or take a taxi. The bookstore! Kai, I had a feeling you were gonna say that. 3 floors of books. Harrison's English and Greek phrase book, Harrison's English and Arabic phrase book, Basil's English German phrase book, Cherry Gerard's The Worst Journey in the World, Douglas Plotchin's With Lake in the Antarctic, Plotchin's Guide to South America. You have enough suitcase room for no more than 3. Enter any books purchased in your journal. Alright, so which books should I purchase? You see the list. Here is my inventory. Let me know, chat. Cherry, alright, so we've got... Actually, just copy and paste this. There's our first book. All of them. I don't have enough room, Punky. I only have enough room for 3. First, Harrison. English and Greek. I have a feeling that that might come in handy. Alright, and the last one. The last book, Guide to South America. I think I might actually like to go to South America one day. Who knows? Alright, my book shopping is done. So now, let's go to my next New York City location. Let me see if I've got some classy New York music here. New York. Streets of New York, what do you know? Boom. Alright, so where would we like to go to next? Got the Cunard Lines, the rail station again. Take a taxi ride, some food vendors, the newspaper, the hospital, some nice room service. Let's take a little taxi ride and let's see. You can take individual catch-your trips, but it's a far better value to book a cab for the day. So that just takes us back to other taxis. I have no idea what time is it. About time. Let's see here. I would imagine the bookstore, it's probably the middle of the day after the bookstore. Somebody's honking at me to get out of the way. Whatever. I'm feeling a little peckish. Let's go, small fast food stands. Who is Ernest Holt? I'm not sure. Let's head to his apartment and see who is there. Here's Mr. Ernest Holt. Something is wrong. You learned long ago to trust your hunches. Let's see if we've got some Ernest Holt. We'll just stick with the streets. You learned long ago to trust your hunches. Grunwald's telegram stopped without explanation 72 hours ago. Your inquiries have gone unanswered. So I wonder if I might have gone a little ahead of myself. Let's see here. Passport is in order. Your clothes and sundries are packed. You best turn in. You're going on a little trip. When you awake, it's September 2nd. Go to entry 102. So it is not after September. It's September 2nd right now. So we're going to keep those books. Because books are awesome. So it's before September 8th. If not, and you're Grunwald, which I am, you can rest and have a repast. Go to any Arkham location. Alright, which we did. So let's, Alright, so that takes us to there. Alright, so last thing I remember, we were wanting to go to the advertiser, whatever that is, to see about getting across the pond. So we'll head to that advertiser. Information available by phone for scheduling sailings of ocean liners. Here, let me do this. We'll clear that. I don't want to do that. Clear menu. Turn order. Chase. Turn order. Clear. There we go. All right. Kai, it looks like we are going to have to keep track of the time. So we slept, we awake. It is September 2nd. All right, so there we go. So we're going to head to the Arkham Advertiser. Information available by phone for scheduling sailings of ocean liners. Go to 136. For news of Athens, go to 80. For each hour spent browsing through the paper's back issue files, you can attempt one of the following roles once. For successful library, go to 48. For successful spot hidden, there. So I'm guessing this place is kind of like a newspaper stand. Let's see here. 1930s. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So this is just basically a newspaper. So I'm not actually... Yeah, I'm at a newspaper location. So let's see here. And we'll get there when it's open, because I am an early riser. So we'll say it is 8 o'clock in the morning. So let's see here. We'll spend an hour and do one of these. Yeah, it looks like maybe where they write the paper, or maybe like some kind of, they've got a newspaper stand up front and a printing press in the back or something. So let's see here. Let me pull up my character sheet. For Mr. Lewis here. You can do a library, a spot hidden, a luck roll. It is not October. Once finished, I can go to any there. So we can do a library, hidden, or luck. Which one do you think that we should do? Hidden. All right. So spot hidden skills. All right. So if I remember correctly, I want to get below this number 25. Spend 50 of your 50 luck to succeed. So that means I failed the spot hidden roll. So I apparently cannot find much of anything. Alright, so that's out of the question. My library use, it's a little better. It's 60. Yeah, let's do that. Wow. I tank that roll again. I'm not having a very good day. So that's 2 hours going by. So we'll spend the last one. We'll use a luck roll. Where is our luck roll? Maybe that is on the main page. On here somewhere. Luck. Language. I would say if somebody sees it, speak up, but I won't be able to hear you. Luck, here we go. Success, an extreme success. All right, so let's go to entry 168. The archaeological team at the National Museum in Athens have reported on the Carpathos device, noting the inexplicable markings on its surfaces and the complex network of gears and linkages. The team has established that the device is at least 2,000 years old, although some suggest it might hold a more ancient date. The report implies an ancient level of technical achievement previously undreamt of by scholars. Cryptic Greek inscriptions were found on the outside edges of some gears. While some interior sections were marked with unusual Egyptian hieroglyphics, the team makes no guess about the function of the device. Interesting. Oops, I don't want to erase that. Go ahead and bookmark that right there. That way I've got it. If in Arkham, which we are, go to 60. Alright, which just takes me back to there. Okay, so that was, I guess, a little newspaper article. That takes me back to there. Okay. Oh. Alright, so interesting. There seems to have been some kind of device found in Athens. Interesting. Go ahead and bookmark that there as well. Information available by phone for scheduling sailings of ocean liners. Go to 136. So let's look into news of Athens, since we just read that there was some kind of device. Wonder if I've got library music. If I do, it is probably just completely silent. Since you should be quiet when you are in the library, after all. Ooh, you know it sounds good. Where are we at? 1 second, folks. Let me get some music going here. In a gala ceremony, Zeno Chrysastratos, I guess is how you would pronounce that, was installed as curator of the National Museum of Archaeology at Athens today. Chrysastratos, an expert in Greek and Egyptian antiquities, is said to be interested in arranging exchange exhibits with other important world museums. Interesting. So I wonder if this person, yes, pistachios. Pistachio Tross. So I wonder if this person might have something to do with this device. And maybe he's wanting to move it around the world or something. Like I said, I've never done this before. I'm just totally speculating. I'm gonna save this little gem right here. That's interesting. That is interesting. So, as we know, we've got to get our butts across the pond. So let's go ahead and check on some ocean liners. A Cunard liner departs Pier 56 in New York City every Saturday for Athens and Alexandria, with intermediate stops. The train takes 9 days to Athens and 1 more to Alexandria. Return to 60. Alright, so let's go ahead. Let's see here. This is the device. This is news in Athens. Train schedule. Alright. Alright. So we know that there's some kind of device over there. So let's see here. So that took up, we made 3 rolls. That was 3 hours. So it would be, and then we called. So we'll say it's been 4. So it is now 12 o'clock. It is noon. So if we're going to be traveling, the first thing we need to do is go to the bank and get some money, I would say. Deposits and withdrawals are possible between 9 and 3, Monday through Friday. If you're a professional Grunwald, which I am, my account is here, which is good. And you can withdraw up to the cash amount noted in the investigation sheet. Here is my cash. Look. No, I'm inventory. Cash, 2,000. Okay. Alright, so I've got $2,200. I will withdraw, we'll say that I'll withdraw $1,000. That seems like enough for the 1930s. Alright, so then after visiting the bank, let's say that takes another hour, so it is now 1 o'clock. We'll head over to the general store to get some supplies. This retailer accepts currency from any country. You can buy most any item. You can also buy hand-to-hand weapon or a handgun. Interesting. Then go to any location on the appropriate table. Let's see here. So I don't currently have any items. Let's see here. Items. Here we go. I want to say that they could travel with a gun back in the 1930s and not have to worry about that kind of stuff. So I need something inconspicuous. Yeah, I can only buy what is on the list. I mean, there's, as you can see, there's a ton of stuff. Firearms or hand weapons. So I'll probably say I'm okay at fighting. Yes, it is. Lot of weapons. And if I remember correctly, reading about this character, he was in the military, so he is probably skilled with a firearm. So I'm thinking maybe a 9mm, perhaps? Base attack 20. Damage is a 1d10, a range of 15 yards. Alright, so yeah, we'll do this. And it does not say how much it cost, unfortunately. Let me see here. Yeah, there's some hand-to-hands on here. I think like knives. Meter. Wish it would tell me how much stuff was. Bells. And weapons. I guess it maybe doesn't necessarily matter. But alright, so I'm gonna buy. Where are we at? There we are. Alright, so we agreed upon I'm gonna buy a 9mm revolver. Alright, and then I probably need some kind of hand weapon. I don't think I need any dynamite or hand grenades or a sickle. That might be a little hard to carry. Ooh, that is a good question there, Kai. I don't think so. Nope, it doesn't look like I need to buy ammo. It's probably just implied as that it has ammo in it. Knife or brass knuckles? Yeah, so let's, I would probably say a knife. A switchblade, perhaps, something small, pull out of my pocket, in case I gotta cut somebody. Yeah. Maybe some mace, perhaps. I don't think I need a spear or a rock to throw. I can probably find that on the ground. Brass knuckles. Was there brass knuckles? Ooh, yeah, brass knuckles. A throwing star. Yeah, why not? You never know. I don't think I need a taser because I do have the pepper spray. Although a taser might be nice if I want to sneak up behind somebody and get them. So yeah, we'll go with a taser. Trying to keep it reasonable here to what all I can carry. I think this probably about does it. I got my 9mm holstered. I got my mace probably fixated somewhere. Switchblade in my pocket. My throwing star in my jacket vest so I can throw it out. Yeah, I'm good. Brass knuckles in the pocket, so I think we're good. I think we're good. The weapon shopping, that probably puts us at about 2 o'clock. Don't need to go to the hospital, thank God. The telegram, didn't the telegram say something about... Keep this, because this is... If I got it there. So we're headed to Athens. Do you think we should go to the university or just grab some dinner at B's Diner and then head out in the morning? What are y'all's thoughts on that? I could use a bite to eat, but dinner and head out. Sounds like a plan. Keep this thing here, that way it'll remind us to keep us on track. Getting started, yeah. Alright, so see what's going on at the diner. Open from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner here. When you've had your fill, go to any location. So it looks like I need to travel to the location first. Where was that at? I thought I bookmarked it. Did I not? So every Saturday, so it is September 2nd. So let me look at the calendar. September 2nd is a Wednesday in New York. Every Saturday for Athens and Alexandria. And how far did it take to get up there? Train schedule. Oh, that's the boat schedule. I would have got there and had to wait an entire week. Yeah, it looks like we do have a few days before the trip. I need to double check though real quick to see about the train schedule. So I need the depot. Let's pull that up here real quick. If I'm in Arkham, go to any Arkham. If headed to Boston, train leaves at 9, noon, and 5. The trip takes an hour. You may want to... Alright, so it looks like I would go to Boston and then to New York City. So I would imagine I would be able to get all this. So let's look at this. So from Arkham to Boston takes an hour. So that's not that bad. The train leaves at 9, noon, and 5. Well, it's already past noon. So I'm gonna miss that one. I could get 5. I could get there. I could leave at 5 and get there at 6. And then 2 trains leave from New York Station. One leaves at 10 a.m. and one leaves at 5 p.m. The other leaves at 4 p.m. and arrives at 10. Alright. Let's do some math here. If I leave at 5, I get there at 6. That means I've got to spend the night somewhere in Boston. I could leave at 9 a.m., get there at 10. And then immediately jump on the train to New York City. Providing, of course, that the train's not late. Which we'll say for this instance that I'm not. Yeah, let's do that. We've got a little bit of time. We can set off first thing in the morning. So we can go. Let's go get a bite to eat. Head to the university. After that, and then head home, get a good night's sleep, and then we'll catch the train in the morning and depart for Boston, and then on to New York City. Got that. Yeah, I'm gonna bookmark this stuff. That way we've got it. Arkham Depot. Alright. I like the way this is kind of formatted out. It took me a minute to kind of get. I think I was a little rushing through things a little bit too much, but I like the way this is kind of done. That's the advertiser. That's the time. The Bee's Diner. So, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I am really craving some Waffle House right now, all-star breakfast. So, I would assume that this diner is probably going to serve whatever all the time. So, we're going to get us some all-star breakfast with some hash browns, some scrambled eggs, sausage and bacon, because we've been walking around Arkham all day and have worked up an appetite. So that's going to take us about an hour. So it is now 3 o'clock, aka 1500. It was a good meal. Head to the university. Ooh, they're open late too. Information available by phone. The MU Library is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday. That's a late university. To visit the library, go to 145. Before or on September 8th. To see the dean. Once finished, go to the library. Alright, so let's see here, chat. Where do we want to go? Do we want to visit the library? Keep in mind that we do have a schedule here. They do close at 9, so we've got 6 hours. Go to the library. Go see Dr. Martin Finn, chairman of History Department. The dean, or the library. If we wait too long in the library, the two people may leave, depending on what their office hours are. So that is going to be a question. See Martin in the library. Alright. So it is before September 8th. Yep, it is September 2nd. Go to entry 122. He narrows his eyes when he hears your news. Gilry in jail? And you want to go rescue him? You best talk to Dean Wilcox. I guess we're going to the dean then. If you want to talk to the dean, which I obviously do, go to 100. Get sent to the principal's office right away. The dean shakes his head. Out of the question, Grunwald. I already have that young Dalt Perkins covering for Gilry. And now you want to leave? Oh, I see what's happening. I'm asking to leave, permission to leave to go on a trip. Not a chance, sir. Does the dean leave you no choice? To threaten to resign, go to 186. To forget the whole business and let Guillory fend for himself, go to 574. What do you think, chat? Should I threaten him to resign, or should I let the man rot in jail and fend for himself? It's a lot of weight on y'all's shoulder, I know. Threaten. There we go. That's right. Oh, resign. My dear fellow, I apologize. I should have recognized how serious you are. Go. Save poor Guillory's hide. I know you'll do it speedily and judiciously. The university will certainly pay for your round-trip ticket. Yes. As you leave, you hear footsteps move quickly away from the door. But when you look out, the hallway is empty. Yeah, pull my 9mm out. Are you sure that I can't go on this trip? Alright, entry 82 is back to there, which we already have open. Alright, so we're going to head to the library before we leave. So we'll say that talking probably took about an hour, depending on how big the university is. We're at 4 o'clock. Alright, here we go. For each hour you at Mistonic's library, attempt to make a successful library use or spot hidden roll. Let me pull up my character sheet. Not the combat button. What the crud? Oh, I've already got it up. You. Turn order. Clear. If you make the library use, go to 25. Or the spot hidden, go to 70. Oh, I do need to make a note here. So I had a successful luck, which I don't mark that. Okay. If you succeed on stuff, you check it, and it actually ends up going up the next time you play. Kind of like leveling up. For each hour at the library, attempt to make a successful library use or spot hidden roll. If you make the library, go to 25. Spot hidden, go to 70. Alright, so it looks like we have 2 shots. My spot hidden... Oh, God, is it 25? I should have put more into it. Alright, so we're going to spend an hour, and we're going to do some spot hidden. And... fail. So I don't want to spend all my luck. Shucks. If you make the library use, go to 25. 60, so I got a decent chance. Yay, extreme success. Library use is 25. Aristotle Milanus, while collecting an undeniably tremendous treasure house of Greek art, has been reluctant to loan or even show some of the National Museum's most interesting treasures. The Carpathus device, for example, has not been displayed for years. Its loan to other museums is, according to Milanus, unthinkable. Interesting. So I'm wondering if our friend stole something. Well, obviously we know that he possibly stole something because he's in jail. So this is Arkham. Arkham, what's Tonic University. Alright, so I think that wraps us up here at the library. So let's head back to my house. Let's see here. So we spent 2 hours doing that. So 5, 6. So it is now 1800. The depot's the train station. It's the newspaper. We've been there. We went to the bank, went to the store, went to the diner. We have not gone to the hospital. I don't know if we necessarily need to. We went to the university. We've got this Harding house. I'm not sure what that is. It's respectable hours. It's 6 o'clock is probably too late. For reasonable hours in the 1930s. So we are not going to go there, unfortunately. So let's head back to the house. Is there anyone in the hospital? I don't know. Should we stop by on the hospital on the way home? They are always open. We do have time to kill. I don't know. Let's see. You get tending loving care. Oh, nice. So let's see here. I'm always down for some tender loving care. Make a luck roll. If failed, you gain 1d3 hit points for the first day, and then 1 hit point each full day after each day. If success, you gain blah 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 blah. Okay, so if I was hurt, I would go to the hospital, which I am not hurt at the moment. Just my feelings with all these failed rolls. Right, so I go home. I sleep. It is now September 3rd. Up and at 'em, bright and early. Eat me some breakfast. Head to the Arkham Depot train station. I don't need that anymore. Alright, we jump on the 9 a.m. train, which takes an hour to get to Boston. And then if I remember correctly, we were going to immediately hop on the train and arrive in New York City. New York, not New Torque, New York. $146 Grand Central Station. Oh, here we go. They actually have an pulling or a Grand Central Station one. I'm wondering, Punky, I actually heard, I don't know if you're in stream chat or not, but Extra Life was actually suffering from a DDoS attack because people are buttholes. Let's see here. So, it took, I need to keep track of this. So we left at 9, we got to Boston at 10. One leaves at 10, 5, train, 2 trains. Crap, I think I just heard. I'm not sure, I just saw something posted on Facebook. Give me 1 second, guys. I think I just heard my work phone. I hope not. 1 second. Yay, so that was not my phone. It was my daughter's phone. 2 trains to New York. One leaves at 10 and and arrives at 5. So we are now in New York City. And it is 1700 on September the 3rd, which September the 3rd is a Thursday. So if we remember correctly, the boat, does anybody remember when the boat leaves? I do. Let's see if you were paying attention. Yeah, leave me alone, train conductors. I will. Saturday. So we've got a couple of days to kill. Not a problem. It is New York City after all. It doesn't say what time, but no worries. All right. So we are in New York. We obviously went and got the books, so that kind of ended up working itself out. Not a problem. Let's get some New York City street stuff going on here. Boom. New York City streets. And of course, for some reason, it's snowing in New York. I guess it's always snowing in New York or something. All right. So, we went to the bookstore already. Okay, so Ernest Holt is only accessible to Lydia Lau, which I am not Lydia Lau. I am Lois Grunwald. I don't need to go to the hospital. So chat, where should I go? It's 5 o'clock in the evening. I don't need to go buy a ticket just yet, because it is only Thursday. So I've got a couple more days. New York Sun, the newspaper. 5 to 2. So they're actually closed, unless I should make a luck roll and see if maybe if I can catch somebody working late. So let's do that. Success. So we stopped by the newspaper, and they are there. The oft-delayed Starkweather-Moore expedition to the Antarctic nears completion, with a late December departure now virtually certain. Brunhaven, Germany, will be the expedition's jumping-off point and its last European port of call. An American professor, Dr. Tibor Guillory of Masonic University, that's a familiar name, has been arrested for the alleged theft of an antiquity. Mastonic's Dean Wilcock reports that a college professor, Louis Grunwald, that's me, has gone to Athens to investigate the matter for the university. I tell you what, they sure do have a big mouth. So I don't think we need to save this, because it's, although it does talk about an expedition. So yeah, let's save it. Oh, there we go. The New York Sun. Look at that. I think I see myself somewhere in there. Ooh, Brooks and Company Clothers? Huh. By the way, everybody, we are doing this for Extra Life charity. It's an amazing charity. Helps the kiddos out. If you have not done so already, be sure to swing in and show some support. All right, so we got that. The New York Sun entry. All right. So it's probably about 1800. 6 o'clock. I'm a little hungry, to be honest with you. Long day in a train and newspapers. So let's go to some food vendors, small fast food stands in every city, hot dogs, falafels, and so on. Then roll a 1d10. If the roll is a 10, go to entry 12. Ooh. 4, 6, 8, 10. Big numbers. Shoot, it was a 6. All right, so we get something to eat. We'll say it jumps up to 7 o'clock on September 3rd, which is a Thursday. We'll stop by the docks tomorrow and buy our ticket ahead of time, just in case. So what do you think? It's 7 o'clock. It's kind of late. Noon. We can't go to the consulate. They're closed. We can go there tomorrow after we buy our ship ticket. We don't need to go to the merchandise store. Bookstore is closed, which we went through already. We can't go to the apartment. No need to go to the hospital. Yeah, let's do that. Let's jump in a taxi cab. Taxi ride. You can take individual cab trips, but it's far better to book a cab for the day. Huh. Alright, so I guess we're gonna get in the cab and then go to a hotel room to get some room service. Hotel with room service. What a find! The hotel is cheap, roomy, warm, and spacious, comfortable, and clean. Go to any New York location in the morning. So we're going to order up some room service, because it is now 8 o'clock. We're tired. New York traffic sucks. Some waffles. We did just have waffles the day before at the Bee's Diner. It is a little it is a little late, so I don't think we want anything too heavy, so a steak is certainly out of the question. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's get a waffle, some eggs. And I just ate dinner and I'm already getting hungry again. All right, so let's see here. So we sleep, wake up the next day. It is now September 4th. We'll say it is bright and early at 8 o'clock in the morning. No, you're good. I need the interaction. I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. The big question is will y'all see this and end up wanting to play with me? Some 1930 adventuring. Yeah, this is kind of like the old storybooks of choose your own adventure and whatnot. It is pretty exciting. Alright, so let's see here. The lines, Pier 56, open 24 hours a day, so we don't need to rush right over there. So let's, you know what? We're in New York City. Let's take a stroll over to the Greek consulate. So it is now 9 o'clock. We are there when they open the doors. Concerning Greek criminal matters, they advertise visiting the Athens Bureau of Investigation upon arrival. A Corporal Alanis, they say, has handled the Guillory case. You ask for information about the National Museum and its treasures, but they only have an unhelpful travel brochure. They jokingly caution you about the cab drivers of Athens. Huh. Interesting. And Punky, I know that you still have that dice in your purse, so I'm sure it's rolled around. Alright, so let's see here. We're going to make a little note. Text note here. So we are going to... I'm going to make a little notey note of that. Yeah, I think I do have a passport. I think I do have a passport. As a matter of fact, yeah, I think I saw that in a previous story entry that there was a passport. So let's head to this Grandson to the pier. September 4th, so it is Friday, so we're leaving tomorrow. The representative informs you that a liner departs each Saturday at noon, reaching Athens at noon 9 days later. Boat schedule. Let's see here. We're going to throw a little text under this. And Alexander 1 p.m. later. Tickets are available and all meals are included. Hey, go on a little luxury cruise. Nothing wrong with that. And if I remember correctly, I think the university was actually paying for it. So that's always a good thing. We won a free trip for attending a timeshare, it sounds like. Alright. So Saturday at noon, we need to be on the boat. Reaching Athens at noon 9 days later, and Alexandria 1 p.m. a day later. Tickets are available and includes all meals. All right. So I think I think that is about it that we can do. I mean, I hate to say that we should just go back to the hotel and chill, but I mean, we do have a long trip ahead of us. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. We've been to the bookstore. We got our books. We've been to the consulate. We are not Lydia allowed to go to Holt's apartment. No need to go to the hospital because we haven't gotten in a fight. Yeah, not much else. All right. So, let's see if we've got some ship music. An ocean liner. We don't. Let's see here what kind of ship music we have. Shipboard, yay! So this is Star Wars type ship. I don't think we necessarily need that. Space, we are definitely not in space. No starships. We don't need a skeleton fleet. Rock Harbor, ghost ship. Yeah, let's do it up with some ghost ship. All right, so we are on, what was the name of this boat? A Cunard liner. All right. Upon departure, go to 187. Here we go. 9 days. So it is Saturday, so that will put us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 14th. Does that sound about right? On the, oh, okay, I see. They got each day kind of planned out. Very nice, very nice. And I think the stream died on my end. Never mind, it looks like it's up now. Alright, on the first Sunday, go here. If you have scheduled room, then go to 167. If you scheduled a ship's tour in the evening, make the successful spot hidden and go to 69. While you're aboard the liners, suspend hourly record keeping. Keep track of days. Yay for the donation! Thank you very much for the support. Yeah, it's Mediacom. Y'all got Mediacom over there, Kai. So the wind's probably blowing outside, so doesn't surprise me. Good news is that I'm locally recording this, so I'll upload it later if anybody wants to go back and watch it. Let's see here. If you have scheduled room, then go to 67. I'm guessing maybe that's room service, maybe? Oh, you've got Cox. You're lucky. Scheduled a ship's tour in the evening, make a successful spot hidden roll. So I'm not sure what this room stuff is. I'm not sure what the room stuff is, AM, PM, or night. So do we want to do some room stuff or ship's tour? Y'all's decision. I'll go ahead and minimize the map here. We'll say that we did. Absolutely. Room stuff. All right. Are you saying you want to do room stuff? Bow chicka wow wow. That's It is a possibility. I might have met a pretty dame on the boat. You never know. Let's take a tour of the ship. You never know when that might come in handy. Alright, so we're going to jump to our skills. If you have scheduled a ship's tour in the evening, yes, it is the evening. Oh, check this out. It is the evening. Yeah, there we go. It's dark now. Look at that. Need to make a spot hidden roll, which, if I remember correctly, is absolutely horrible. Oh, a 98, a fumble, so that is absolutely horrid. So we failed it, so we don't go to entry 69. For any other result, return to the ship activity table on 187. Alright, so I guess our ship tour was uneventful. Alright, so Monday. Go to cocktail party at night, otherwise go to the next day on the ship. So, we can just stay in a room and sulk. Or we can stroll the decks, rest on the deck, or go to a cocktail party. I don't know about y'all, but a cocktail party definitely sounds like a lot of fun. Yes, you read my mind. Let's see if I've got some cocktail music here. Speakeasy 1920s, what do you know? And you know what we're going to do there, Kai? We're going to be shaking it. All right. Go to entry 69, which we did not go there before. All right, so a picture. Oh, interesting. We've got two foreigners there. Two foreigners stand on deck. The tall fellow wears a robe with a cowl. He is perhaps Arabic or Turkish. A shorter fellow, ferret-like, looks in your direction. Though they seem out of place on this ship, they make you feel uncomfortable. So, having felt uncomfortable, I kind of get... maybe they're watching me. So I'm thinking maybe I reach in and I rest my hand on my brass knuckles, or put the brass knuckles on, but just kind of keep my hand in my pocket. But it doesn't look like anything happens. So go to the next day. I'm kind of digging this music here, so we're gonna keep the tunes going, man. It doesn't give me the choice. I mean, I could always say hi, but I do not know what they would say. I do have a sneaking suspicion that they will be back. What's up, Cursed Gourd? How are you doing? Hope you are enjoying Call of Cthulhu Alone in the Dark on this Extra Life stream. So it is now, we did Sunday, we did Monday, it is now Tunin's Day. If you choose Cinema AM, go here. If you choose shopping, go here. If you choose library at night, go there. If you've completed all those or are doing, then go to a different day. So what's it gonna be, chat? Do we want to go catch a movie? Shopping or to the library? Library. All right. Choose a library at night. Go to 155. Yes, knowledge is power. The library is deserted. Well, peace and quiet is just what you crave. You're examining the newest Agatha Christie novel when a short, sullen-looking fellow enters the room, followed by a tall man wearing a cowl. Interesting. Ooh, I don't want to do that. That is the wrong button. Please don't do anything. It might be. Let's change the music up a little bit, get something a little suspenseful going here. You nod uneasily and then return to your book, uncomfortably aware that they are moving nearer. You look up again. The short man smiles and pulls out a gleaming dagger. If you have a weapon, make a dex roll to see if you can get it out before the dagger lands. Dex roll is right here. I do have a weapon. Yes, and I succeed. Yes. Otherwise, you'll have to try to dodge where the dagger lands. 50%. Is to hit. Right. Alright, so I'm able to dodge out of the way, and I think I am going to... What do you think? I've got my gun. I mean, should I just immediately bust a cap in his rear end, or should I punch him? What do we want to do here? Should I could mace him. I could do... Oh, you want a knife fight? Like some Steven Seagal stuff? Shoot him? So I've got a knife and a shoot. I need a tiebreaker here. This is a gentleman. We saw him earlier. But come on, I've got a knife and a shoot. What are we gonna do? Keep in mind it is late at night. It is late at night, so a gun might alert the authorities. So let's tase him. Mace? Yeah, we can go with the mace, absolutely. So I'm not sure. Alright, so we mace him. If you manage to wound him, so we didn't wound him, but he does have a face full of mace at the moment. He'll continue to stab while you fight or dodge. If you have a handgun, you may fire it on your turn at point blank range. Gain a bonus die attack roll. If on your second turn with a dodge roll you evade him and try to make a run for it. If your attacks force him to break off, or if you get past him, his tall companion stands at the library entrance blocking your escape. You can shoot him or hit the tall hooded figure as you launch a desperation series of attacks to make your escape. You see your blows go through him into the... Interesting. Alright, so we mace the guy that was attempting to stab us. We stand up and we start to try to make our escape. We head towards the gentleman that is blocking our escape. We brandish our 9mm revolver and we level a few shots at him, and they passed straight through him like he was a ghost. His inhuman glowing eyes are now visible within the gloom of the cowl, and you feel deathly chill in the air. Make a sanity roll. Holy crap. Alright, so sanity. Success, yes. Sanity points are lost for seeing this horror. Make a sanity roll. Now the thing hand reaches out and he comes for you. Only a successful luck roll can save you now. So if I fail, it's over. Alright, make a sanity roll. 0 or 1d6. Alright, so I don't gain any sanity. Alright, so luck roll. Here we go. Keep your fingers crossed. You better have them crossed, everybody. No, I failed. If you fail, you know with certainty that this is the end. So entry 126. That is the end. I died. Well. Well, well, well. TPK. When you finish a series of 4 investigators, turn back the clock. Alright, so that is the first part of this adventure. Alright. Fret not. It is now Ernest Holt. 136. Let me get this guy out of here. Get good old Ernest Holt up here as we move on to the next part of the adventure. Characters. So here's what old Ernest Holt looks like. This stylish gentleman here. Where are we at? You know what it's time for? Smooth jazz on this next adventure. Yeah, that's that baby making music right there. All right, something is wrong. You learned long ago to trust your hunches. Grunwald's telegram stopped without explanation 72 hours ago. Your inquiries have gone unanswered. Should you alert your agents scattered across the globe? Judiciously sipping superb brandy, at last you decide against the employment of proxies. Grunwald hinted of mysteries beyond the capacities of mere assistants. You trust his judgment and decide to go for yourself. You scrawl instructions to subordinates and dictate phone messages to a secretary whom you have callously woken from a sound sleep. Your holdings will tend themselves for a few weeks. Your passport is in order. You'll pull strings to get an assortment of visas overnight. Mere governments cannot keep Ernest Holt from aiding a friend. A liner sails soon. Jenkins can have you packed and ready to go in an hour. You have plenty of time. It's a pity your experimental transatlantic passenger plane isn't quite ready. Though, that would be fun. You find yourself eagerly anticipating action in the field. You feel ready for anything. You call Lydia Lau at the New York Sun, a despicable rag of a newspaper, but a crackerjack young lady with lots of talent. Miss Lau has heard nothing from Grunwald. You notice her professional interest growing as you talk, and you ask her to write nothing for a few days. I'm sure there's a proper explanation, you say grandly, but somehow you know that neither of you believes that statement. Now you go to sleep. You attend the details when you wake. Go to any New York location. Here. What's on here? That's the calendar. Where's our calendar at? There's that. Let's see here. Story. Getting started. That's what I was looking for. Ernest Holt, 36, page 15. All Alright, so let's see here. It almost looks like they are missing something. So let's see here. Give me 1 second there, everybody. Oh, let's see here. Does she have something? Go to any... Yep, so it looks like we're missing a link. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to grab this. That's accessible to her. I see. So eventually, we it looks like we all end up at the same place. I'm scanning here real quick to see if there is anything different. I look to already be in New York, obviously. Give me 1 second here, chat. Alone against the dark. Here's this. Give me 1 second here, chat. Enjoy the stylish jazz music. I've got this. I just want to pull it up to make sure that that it's not missing something. Alone. Dark. Intor. Yep, you bet, Kai. I was actually enjoying some coffee myself. I rode 50 miles this morning on my bicycle, so I was a little sleepy. Alright, let's see here. Getting started. Ernest Holt, entry 36, page 15. In Ernest Holt's apartment, start. Alright, so it looks like I continue along the same path as my predecessor, as the previous investigator, and I've got to make it past that point to proceed further in the story. All right, so that makes sense. So I already have a revolver and a 12-gauge shotgun. Interesting. Ooh, and $35,000 worth of cash. All right, let's key up the New York music. New York. Erica Carlisle, what's that? Right, we find ourselves back on the street of New York City. So we're gonna stop by the Emporium store. You can buy most any item. You can buy hand-to-hand weapons or a handgun. All right, so we're going to play. We obviously can't sit here and say that we know exactly what happened. What time? Does it say what date? So 72 hours. Let's see here. So let's pull up our calendar. So something bad happened to us on the third day. It was the 8th, I believe. For 72. It's definitely after the 8th. So we're gonna say September 8th, because I think there was spots. It'll either be September 8th or September 9th. We'll see. Whatever moves the story forward is what we'll go with. All right. So, anyways, back to the to shopping. So we don't know what we're getting into. This guy seems kind of rough and tough. We're gonna go with we want some brass knuckles. We want a knife for sure. Probably have a taser for sure as well. And we already have a revolver and a shotgun, so I think that's probably it. What is that? Impales, requires the victim to make a fighting maneuver to escape. Interesting. Huh. Definitely don't need a blackjack. Oh, it's a life preserver. Anti-personnel mine. I don't think that will serve us very well on a boat. So let's just run through these and see if there's anything that will different from before. Otherwise, we're just gonna hop straight on a boat, which I think is what he wanted to do. If it's after September 8th, yes, it is. It is September 9th, we will say. 9th, absolutely. Go to location 95. Professor Gilry's suicide has shocked and saddened the Masonic academic community. No word yet has come from Professor Grunwald. Interesting. What a twist in the story. Huh. That is no good. That is no good at all. Such a sad thing. All right, moving on. Newspaper, the food vendors. Let's see here. Let's try it. 6, 8. Let's try the 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's try the food here again. See if we can. Nope, we're not getting a 4. Go figure. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and jump on the liner. Absolutely. It is the first Sunday. All right, chat. So I'm gonna need your help here. So do we want to do some room stuff, or do we want to take a guided tour? I don't know what this is, so we are not going to cheat. What do it say, chat? Room stuff or tour the ship? Give y'all a couple of seconds, and if I don't hear anything, I will make a decision myself. Alright, we're gonna do some room stuff this time. You hear a knock at your cabin door. Cabin steward, sir. May I make up the room? If you tell the steward to come back later, go to here. If you let him come in, go to there. So we're going to... You know, I usually... Oh, here, hang on, let me, Shipboard. Again, we do not want spaceships. We are on an ocean liner. Here we go. So last time I was in a hotel and they came to do room, I certainly didn't mind, so we'll go ahead and let him in. You let him in, go to 47. If you have already survived this entry, the steward is harmless. Go to the ship's act. Ooh, looks like we have a fight. If not, read on. A new steward enters carrying fresh towels for your stateroom. He looks Egyptian. Choose one of the following. If you make a successful roll, then go to that entry. Spot hidden, anthropology, or luck. This guy seems like he's on top of his stuff. I mean, he did already have a gun. So we're going to go with a spot hidden roll. Spot hidden. It's a hard success. For a successful spot hidden roll, go to location 91. Something glistens beneath his open jacket, troubling you. With a successful dodge roll, you can push past him and escape. He will not follow. Alright, we're going to get out of there. Extreme success. So we push him out and we run out of the room. Very nice. Very nice. Go to the ship activity table at page 187. Alright. It is the next Monday. We're going to go ahead and we're going to stroll the decks. Because I think we went to the cocktail party. Go to 69 if you've been there before. With a successful int roll, go to 115. Otherwise, move on a day. 369. 2 foreigners stand on the deck. We've already been there before. Alright, so we're not going to go there. Int. That roll is a success. Go to roll 115. You ask the pursuer about the foreign pair seen on deck. Egyptian, I believe. Rather a strange lot, I'd say. Haven't been giving you any trouble, have they? You thank him and leave. Move on a day. Alright. So we are now on Wednesday. So we went to the library before. Let's go catch a movie. The film today is Alfred Hitchcock's Murder. You look forward to seeing the film that young Hitchcock and feel that young Hitchcock is a promising director. Make a listen roll. Record the result. Listen, 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 listen. 55. Here we go. So it is a 23. Go to page 1 or entry 137. If you made your listen roll, you hear 2 people coming down the row of seats and sit behind you. Entering, you notice that the theater was nearly empty. A successful dex roll gets you out of your seat in time and out of the theater. Dex. Roll. I am going to spend 3 luck to get out of this. So 52. Alright, so I'm not going to read any further because I don't want to know. 187. So that was... I just want to make sure I get the stuff right. So entry 109, we did that one. We did this one, 126. So now we're at 148. If you choose to stroll the deck, or shuffleboard, or go to 135. What was 135? I don't think we obviously we didn't because we died the previous one. All right, so we're going to take a stroll on the deck. As you walk down a corridor, attempt a spot hidden roll. Success. If successful, you notice a small Egyptian fellow lurking ahead of you. You may have seen him before. He holds something in his hand. I noticed the lurker, so I took a side passage and quickened my pace. Now you hear his footsteps scurry after you. Is it only your imagination, or are the corridor lights dimming? Ooh. Dimming. Ooh. Make a successful no roll. G, J, K. Alright, so that is and education. Hard success. Alright, so I succeeded. To reach the deck and the safety of the promenade. Move on a day and go to the ship's activity table at 187. So I made it. Yay! So far, so good. So far, so good. Probably just jinxed myself, though. I did 148. So we are on to Friday now. I've already been there, so we're gonna go to 590. The Purser tells you that skeet shooting from the fantail will soon begin. To get some shotgun practice, go to 189. If you ignore the suggestion, move up a day and go to the ship's activity table. Well, considering that I already have a 12 gauge shotgun in my inventory, we're gonna go shoot. Because shooting is fun. By the way, everybody, we are doing this for Extra Life Charity. If you have not done so already, be sure to show some support. The link down below. Help support the kiddos. It's for an amazing cause. As you exhibit your prowess with a skeet gun, you hear a soft pop. Hearing a bullet whine past your ear. Oh, you know what we got? You know what we got? We've got some of this. Where is it? We don't want a laser shot. And that gunshot was very anticlimactic. We'll go ahead and throw some shotgun. There we go. You wheel around. No gunman is in sight. The other shooters have not noticed the gunshot. Despite their stares, you abruptly leave the competition. So somebody just tried to shoot me. So Kai, welcome back. So we are currently Ernest Holt. We are on. There wasn't really anything to do in New York Forum. We did find out some information though from the newspaper that apparently Professor Guillory's committed suicide and saddened the academic community, and Professor Grunwald, nobody's heard from him. Little twist there. So this gentleman already had a revolver and a shotgun, so we stopped and we don't know yet. We stopped, got some brass knuckles, a switchblade knife, and a taser. So we are actually moving right along. We saw some suspicious gentlemen on the deck. We were able to avoid them. Some weird stuff happened with the ship lights. We got away. Somebody came into our room and tried to stab us. We were able to get out. We were just at a skeet shooting competition and somebody had the audacity to shoot at us. But luckily it missed. So entry 192. So we are currently on Saturday. Go to 148. We have already been there. So we're going to go to 171. If you choose rest in room, go to here. If you choose oil painting, go there. If you choose cocktails at night, go there. If you've seen all of these numbers before, go to there. So we have not done rest at room and we have not done oil painting. I would think that being shot at, I would probably want... Yes, you read my mind there, Kai. But Liette, would you really be up for oil painting if somebody just tried to shoot you in the head? I would probably go to my room and chill out for a little bit. And thanks for stopping by, Liette. So here we go. Alright, so we're in a room. You hear a knock at your cabin door. Oh, okay. So yeah, you hear a knock. at your cabin door. I'm stalling for time as I look this up right here. Do you hear a knock? I think you hear a knock. You don't hear a knock. Here we go. There we go. There's a little bit of knock. Funky! Right, let's see here. Cabin steward, sir, may I make up your room? So, we've already been here before. So we're gonna move on. So that was entry 193. The second Sunday. Fingers crossed. If we make it out of this unscathed, then we, is that the same thing? Alright, so let's do the oil painting. We've rested. It's our last night on the ship. If you choose oil painting, go to location 96. While you enjoy the painting on deck, you notice one of the female passengers in the class is quietly weeping. Moving to offer her some comfort, you are transfixed as you notice what she is painting. The canvas shows strange, straw-like creatures, repellent as they stand in a weird landscape of oddly angled buildings bathed in a purple light. Somehow, the creatures seem to be screaming, though they have nothing that you can identify as mouths. Horrified, you move away without saying anything. Return to 171. So after seeing that weird stuff, we're going to go to bed and arrive in Athens the next day. Because that is where our friend was heading last, so that is where we're going to go. There's a beautiful skybound picture of Paros. What's up, Mas? How are you doing? If arriving by boat, approaching the coast, you see that is similar to that of New England, with oddly shaped inlets, gulfs, and headlands. But New England is cool, moist, and green. Here, luxurious golden warmth pervades everything. The Greek Republic, only 7 years old, totters under the hardships of worldwide depression. The people are eager for tourists, as foreign money is much needed. Your ship docks, and the galley-decorated harbor at Paros, higher up in the hills beyond, Athens gleams beneath the midday sun. So let's get some of that sun going here. Many black automobiles bear the word taxi hand lettered on their sides. If you decide to take a cab to the Bureau of Investigations, go to 130. Otherwise, go to any kind of Athens locations. Alright, so let's see here. Let's see if I've got some Athens. Athens. I do not. Gotta go back just to some good old street stuff here. Here we go. Alright. So I think we're gonna, Kai, we are on the same page here. We're gonna go check out to see what we can find out about our friend. The Bureau is open from 9 a.m. to noon and 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You quickly locate the office of the investigator in charge of Guillory's case, a Corporal Ionis. After a few pleasantries, his words stun you. Sir, I regret to inform you that Professor Tibor Guillory is dead by his own hand. He has hanged himself. Perhaps he was too ashamed of his theft of the Carpathos device from the museum. We do not know, but yes, a suicide, a sad end. Your mind reels. You have come all this way to no purpose. You cannot believe that Guillory would end his own life. even though his career was in jeopardy. Is Lannis positive? You suspect foul play? No, that is not reported. The pathologist found signs of self-mutilation, common enough with suicides. What? Oh, the doctor is vacationing in Switzerland. He will not be back for weeks. The corporal considers for a moment. You can see Gilry's cell, I suppose, unless someone new has been moved in. He was held at the Hall of Justice with the rest of the Justice League. I think that, come on there, comic book fans, Hall of Justice, wasn't that DC Justice League stuff? You can make a successful persuasion or charm roll. So let's see here. Let's go to our skills. Super friends, that's right. Persuasion. Our persuasion is a 40, so that's not very good, and our charm is a 40. So they're both the same. So should we try to persuade him or charm him? What do you think there, folks? Charm or persuade? Persuade. It is a fail. So let's see here. You know what? I've got 15 minutes left. We're gonna spend some of our luck points to succeed on that. What do y'all think? So let's do some math here. Calculation. 52 minus 16 is 36. Do it. All right. If you ask about getting a Greek interpreter, I don't need a Greek interpreter. I think I speak... Ooh, no, I don't speak Greek. Well, we'll just figure it out. We'll hope for the best, plan for the worst. 204. You asked to see his report. It says that Gilray refused to talk freely, but that he made libelous statements about museum director Pistachio Tross, and that he pleaded that the Carpathos device not be sent to Cairo. It also notes that Gilray demanded protection even while he was in his cell. Interesting. But yes, very strange. Professor Gilray first stealing that device, then taking his own life. I wish I could tell you more. The Carpathos device is mysterious. No one knows its true nature. Perhaps the scholars at the National Museum can tell you about it. If you make a successful int roll, go to 21. If you fail, go to 24. It's an 80. Pretty good chance I'm going to make it. Yay! Go to 21. Look at there. They messed up. So 204, entry 21 is right there. And the Carpathos device, you ask, was returned to the museum? He shakes his head. Oh no. It was scheduled to be sent to the National Museum in Cairo for a special exhibit. The device may be Egyptian, you see. The plans were not changed. If it is September, go to 128, which it is. It's on a ship right now, bound for Cairo. Go to location 204. Where's 40? Yep. Succeed at a psychology roll. Psychology. Fingers crossed. Huh. Failed miserably. Fail and you can hail a cab. So I guess he kicks me out. Yep. Do you know what we say to that? This is what we say to that failed roll. We have not been to this entry before. A slender, dark-haired young fellow calls out, "Hey, English! Taxi, anywhere in Athens, 5 drachmas. If you get in, go to 81. If you want another cab, go to 58. What do you think? Should we take this cab or wait for the next one?" The decision is yours. By the way, everybody, got about 12 more minutes, and then after that, Akka will be streaming the WoW Horde raid. So be sure to stay tuned to check that out and show your support to Extra Life as well. Follow the link down below. Donate to help the kiddos. What you think? Should we take this cab? Yeah, let's take this cab. Why not? We are gonna live life by the seat of our pants. If you get in, go to location 81. I'm Christos. Where to? You tell him, and he'll take you any place in Athens. Along the way, he says, "Listen, I'm a great interpreter. If you need help with Greek, you couldn't do any better than me. 5 drachmas a day. I stay with you, drive you around like a guide. What do you say?" When the number got timed out, you can also blah, 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 blah. Weighing his character, you think there's some chance that he'll abandon you and do a little celebrating on his own as you go from one point to another. But probably he can interpret just fine, and he seems to know where to go. If you want another cab, I don't. I like this guy. So we're gonna visit some places in Athens. This guy seems to have his stuff together. So we've been to the Bureau of Investigation. We have not been to the Halls of Justice. He does sound fishy. You are right, Bandit. He does sound fishy. Let's go to the Halls of Justice. Alright, if Christos is with you, he knows exactly where to go. Alright, sounds good. Go to location 77. Christoph tells you, Guillory hung himself, he killed himself. Yes, his body has been shipped to the United States. Apparently, the professor left nothing behind to be recovered. So let's do a little psychology roll here. Failed with a 69. Go to location 87. Back to the Halls of Justice. As you leave, the sergeant seems to remember something. He pulls a letter out of a drawer and gestures that you may read it. Go to 539. The sergeant hands you the sheet of paper. Unfolding it, you recognize Gilry's tiny, precise script. There is no date and no signature. Dr. Lois Grunwald, Masonic University, Arkham, Massachusetts, USA. Dear Lois, I fear it is too late for me. Though with the best of motives, the authorities foolishly apprehended me before I could accomplish destruction of the Carpathos device, and thereby they have re-endangered the world. If to prevent my further interference, the cult of Aten tries to murder me while I am trapped in this cell, I do not see how they can fail their purpose. This letter therefore must convince you of the truth I tell and relate to you what must be done about it. You must do or see that it is done, else our world is doomed. Though our discussions have acquainted you with some of what I write now, you have never accepted my arcane conclusions. I beg you now to do so, at least for the length of this letter. What follows is the situation as I understand it. In Alexandria, sorcerer, one epithygium of Carpathos was reputed to have constructed a mechanism perfectly replicating the movement of the spheres. According to certain fragmentary evidences, this device was to be sent... Yes, they are, Liette. Was to be sent to Egypt, to agents of the notorious cult of Aten. The record is dim. Perhaps it was designed in Egypt and built in Carpathus, but I digress. Once installed in Egypt, the mechanism could be used in a great ceremony presaging the end of the world. It would somehow align the forces of nature with metaphysical powers. Yeah, they do just throw stuff. Line the forces of nature with the metaphysical powers of an unnamed, exceedingly evil god. The product of the ceremony would be another device. This one, very simple. A crystal octahedron, which could be spun like a child's top. It is the top of a tin that a thing of as great magical power as the device which produced it was a wonder of natural science. By bringing the top of a tin farthest south to the last city of the oldest beings, and then summoning their god, the cult intended to use their cosmic gyro, or euro, to alter the rotational axis of the Earth, thereby bringing a strange land, surely Antarctica, once more to life. Interesting. In the process, the annoying lands of the stick folk, yeah, that's right, they are going to destroy the world with a sandwich. Literally, the lands of men would be destroyed. Wow. So, if you remember, the stick folk, that lady was painting them on the ship. Interesting. But the ship carrying the device to Egypt was lost in a great storm. But then, Ephagon died. The ceremony was never begun. You recall the mysterious surrounding the Masonic expedition to Antarctica and its tragic outcome. And you know the Starkweather-Moore expedition leaves Bremen this winter to return to Antarctica and reopen the terrible questions which Lake first raised. But have you heard the Carpathus device? The strange instrument recovered near the island of Carpathus? After examining it, I knew that this was Ephagon's device. Lois, it is my firm conviction that this tale is true, that a great scheme to change the world has been reactivated by the cult of Aten. Perhaps they employed great magic to manipulate, destroy, or perhaps they are exceedingly cunning and evaluate every event for what they might gain of it. But their hour has come round again. Others also believe this. An erudite and cruel man named Stanford has lent me subtle aid, but says that for an arcane reasons he may do no more. He is not a friend, but says that it is a thing, says that in this thing he serves his god. A kinder, gentler Greek gentleman also helped him. Both seem to represent great powers than man, perhaps beyond our kin. But the cult of Aten is strong. At least one among them is no man at all, but here the letter ends. There is no second sheet. There is nothing on the reverse sheet. As you struggle to digest and evaluate the letter, the guard casually informs you that nothing else of Guillory's is now at the prison. And here, my friends, we will stop for the evening. We're going to hand stuff over to Akka with the WoW Horde raid. Be sure to stay here, watch some more gaming action, going all the way till I think 3 or 4 in the morning. Wendell and Punky going to be holding it down. Check out the link below. Show some support for Extra Life. All the streamers are doing an amazing job. Let me just make sure that Akka is ready. Are you ready? And if he is, we'll sign off and hand things over. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed it all. We will probably finish this some other time. You bet. We'll see everybody later.